What if I told you the United States didn't just remove Venezuela's president, but also moved to take control of the country's oil, not with tanks or troops, but with tankers, contracts, and court orders, and that what happened next could actually shake global oil prices? This week, Washington made a move so bold that even close U.S. allies were caught off guard. After the surprise nighttime removal of Nicolas Maduro, the Trump administration didn't slow down. It went straight for Venezuela's most powerful asset, oil. Officials made it clear that from now on, the only oil moving in or out of Venezuela would pass through U.S.-approved channels, tied directly to American law and national security interests. In simple terms, this wasn't just about sanctions anymore. It was about control, and when you're talking about the world's largest proven oil reserves, control changes everything. Vice President J.D. Vance explained the strategy without sugarcoating it, saying the U.S. could now control Venezuela's purse strings by deciding where its oil could be sold and to whom. His message was blunt. Venezuela could sell oil only if it served America's national interest, and that pressure could be applied without risking a single American life. That one statement summed up the entire approach. Economic power instead of military occupation. Real footage section. And this is where real-world action followed the words. Here, real footage can be shown. U.S. forces seized multiple oil tankers in the North Atlantic and the Caribbean. One vessel, originally called Bella 1, tried to run, changed its name, switched its flag to Russia, and even painted a Russian flag on its hull. It didn't matter. The U.S. Coast Guard tracked it under a federal court warrant and took control. Another tanker, the M. Sophia, was captured in the Caribbean after running dark, with its tracking systems turned off, a common trick used in oil smuggling. These weren't symbolic gestures. They were enforcement actions carried out in real time. Russia reacted with anger, calling the seizures blatant piracy and demanding humane treatment for crew members. The United Kingdom quietly confirmed it had provided surveillance support. Meanwhile, the U.S. Justice Department issued a clear warning. Any crew ignoring Coast Guard orders would face investigation and criminal charges. This wasn't chaos. It was coordinated pressure. Oil sales and money control. At the same time, Washington announced it would selectively ease sanctions to allow the immediate sale of 30 to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil. But the most important detail wasn't the oil itself, it was the money. The proceeds wouldn't go straight to Venezuela. They would be placed in U.S.-controlled accounts at major global banks, with Washington deciding how and where the funds would be used. That isn't just trade policy. That's leverage over an entire country's economy. Supporters argue this move prevents economic collapse and stabilizes energy markets, while critics warn it sets a dangerous global precedent. But one thing is undeniable. This isn't just about Venezuela. It's about who controls energy, who controls money, and who writes the rules when power shifts. And right now, the entire world is watching what happens next.